Hey Josh, I'm Anthony.
Hey, it's great to meet you, man.
For telling your story today, we're going to give you this awesome t-shirt. Hopefully you'll wear that
Sweet.
with pride.
Yeah, I'm filming this shirt for sure.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a recent graduate. I'm 24 years old. I just graduated from UCF.
What did you graduate with?
Major in management.
Very
and
cool.
Minor in photography.
Awesome. So tell me your story.
Well, when I started college, I initially had a hoopty and it crapped out on me. Then my mom decided to take me to the dealership where she got her car. And
what kind of car did you get?
I got an awesome Saturn.
Cool.
Took me to space. And we initially leased this vehicle under the assumption that, we were gonna give it back to them with the correct amount of miles.
Right.
But during my transit to and from school, I kind of went over the mileage. So when we went to return the vehicle, we had the option to buy, which was a little bit more feasible at the time.
How long had you had the car for?
4 years.
And you didn't have any problems with it in the 4 years?
Nah, no
It's
problems.
a good running car, so you had no problem
Great car. I had
buying out the lease.
Yeah, I had great time. I got it when it had 36 miles on it, so
So it was
felt
brand
good.
new, yeah.
Yeah, it was brand.
Had that new car smell.
Yeah, that didn't last too long.
No.
though. Too much partying.
Right?
But basically what happened was when I went to take the car back, I told the dealership that there were some problems with the car.
What particular was the problem?
The driver's door would get stuck from time to time, so
That made it kind of hard to get in and out, I'm sure.
yeah, I had to do the NASCAR thing, climbing out the window,
It was probably a good workout.
Yeah, it definitely was an awkward situation getting
can
gas
imagine.
at the gas station.
When you brought the car back, did they offer to fix it for you before you purchased it?
Yeah, well, what happened was it was a 48-hour loan process.
Okay.
So basically, we went in, we took care of everything, we dropped down the $3,000 to finish paying off the car, and
So now it's paid in full?
no,
No.
it's not paid in full.
Okay.
So I still have a loan to add on to it because there was a remainder balance of $6,000.
Okay.
So
That was paid out on a monthly basis?
So what we did was we dropped $3,000 as a down payment, and we were going to loan the other half.
Okay.
So they were like, all right, well, it's going to be a 24-hour, it was a 48-hour process, but they said it was only going to take 24 hours to get back for the loan. So they said, don't worry, tomorrow we'll have our mechanics take a look at it, and we'll go from there, And then the next day when we bring the vehicle in and we finalize the sale, they're actually dismantling the entire garage. I mean, the lifts were
So
on
was the dealership closing down at the time?
Yeah, the dealership was closing down, and they're still finalizing our sale.
So did they offer to send you somewhere else, or were they
Yeah.
not going to fix it, or how did that work out?
Well, they referred me to another dealership.
Right.
And
was that another dealership from this company, or was it a separate mechanic, or?
it was a dealership from the same mother company.
Okay.
Like the
yeah.
company that ran the
smaller
dealership.
company,
Yeah.
right.
So we were like, all right, cool, I'll take care of it then.
Right.
But when I took it to that dealership, they wanted to charge me to tell me that my door was stuck.
But they had told you before that they were going to fix it, correct?
The dealership that I initially purchased my vehicle with, yeah.
And then they sent you somewhere where they were going to charge you now?
To tell me that my door was stuck. They're
Ah.
going to say, hey, here, it's going to cost you $150, so we're going to tell you your door's stuck. And I was like, yo, I came here telling you my door was stuck.
Right. So
that
they're
was a
charging you
problem.
for something that you already knew?
Yeah.
And did they eventually fix it?
No, they didn't fix it.
How much did they want for it to be fixed?
They wanted $350, because what happened was the locking mechanism for the door has a spring, and that spring broke. And I only learned that through 6 months of having to deal with the door stuck, because my friend's a locksmith. His boss voluntarily spent 2 hours, and that 2 hours turned into 2 weeks. So he's like, this is interesting because we can't pop Saturns anyways, so if we can figure out how to fix your door, then we'll comprehend how to basically do this entire line of vehicles, because we don't understand it. And I was basically distraught and just
How
dealing with
long
it.
from the time that you purchased the car to the door actually would work?
It was 7 months. It literally, after a month of having, after I purchased the vehicle and everything was settled, the door was permanently stuck. It wasn't just getting stuck every now and then.
It was just jammed.
It was permanently stuck, and literally, there was no way other than climbing out
in and
the
out of the
window or hopping over my shifter and hopping out of the passenger side and basically doing the loop around the car to take my son out of my side of the car and Yeah, it was definitely hectic.
In the story you submitted, you mentioned you went to Tampa to go see your first hockey game. How did that turn out?
Well, the hockey game was awesome. First hockey game I've ever seen. There was a fight between the Penguins and the Lightning. I've never been to a hockey game.
So it was exciting.
I thought it was awesome. Great source of adrenaline rush.
So it was an all in all pretty good night?
It was a great night until I'm driving back on I-4 and we are just entering Orlando.
Okay.
And I'm like right before the 535 exit. I literally just passed a couple Disney exits and all of a sudden, cars engulfed in flames.
Were you guys in the car?
We were in the car.
So
me,
it was
my
you,
wife,
your wife,
and my
and
son.
your son?
Yeah. And what happened
And
was...
your door stuck at the time?
And my door stuck. So what happened was I grabbed my son, didn't even take him out of the car seat. I literally just took the car seat strap and ripped out and took him out of the car. And
did anyone get hurt?
No, we all got out of the car and the flames went out. And then when they towed the car to my house, I was like, what caused this? Like, I don't understand. And they lifted up the car and there's a huge hole in my oil pan. And I'm like, how is that possible?
Wow.
And
is
then,
that something that happens consistently with this car, or was it something that was a rare incident?
It was a rare incident. And when the insurance agent took it, they actually were like, hey, well, we can fix your car, but we can't replace your engine. And I'm like, so you want me to pay you $500 so you can fix my car? I could cut out my floorboards and push around like I'm Fred Flintstone? And he thought it was a joke, but I was being completely sincere with him because I didn't have the finances to fix or replace an engine because the engine was $3,000. I owe the value of the vehicle. Yeah, so I'm like, what do you want me to do? You want me to pay more to fix the vehicle than to actually...
How much more was it total to get the car up and running?
It was gonna be about $4,000.
So $4,000 on top of the amount of money that you owed on the car, you're looking at about $7,000 to now get this car back and running and to be fully owned.
And this happened on April Fool's Day.
No way.
So yeah, so when I was trying to explain this to everybody, nobody
irony.
Yeah, nobody wants to truly understand that this was the truth, and I had to show them pictures, and they're like, what happened? Like the only picture I could get was a picture of my license plate that's just completely black, engulfed in like
and so now
flames.
This car is sitting in the driveway, not being able to drive.
That's the best
charred
part.
up. And you're still making payments.
Yeah, that's the best part, though. When they just delivered the vehicle last week, I was actually at my friend's memorial service, and my mom calls me up like, what's going on, Josh? They just delivered the car, and they didn't even tell me, and they hit my mailbox, and it's sticking in the road, and I'm like, whoa. Can you send me pictures, please, Mom? Like, you understand? Like, I'm at my friend's memorial service, and I'm like trying to be really discreet, and she was like, no. You know, this is not right. This is not, what's the guy's number? And I'm like, chill, please, just chill out. And she was just panicking, like she just didn't, thing. And she ended up calling the guy, Michael, and she called his supervisor, and she called his supervisor, until they basically recontacted this tow truck service that delivered the vehicle to reposition the car so she wasn't stranded because
the car is motionless, so you can't move it. Wherever you plop it down, it's staying.
Yeah, and they
just dropped it off.
Yeah, they dropped it in the
wanted.
middle of the driveway. It's leaking oil. It's blocking her from exiting the garage, and they hit the mailbox and broke the mailbox. So like she's like, somebody has to pay for this, and I'm like, call him, because I've dealt with them, and I've been dealing with them for 4 months, and he hasn't called me back in 2.5 months. When he told me that it was repairable, but they weren't going to cover the charges.
So your insurance company is basically useless.
Yeah, and it's full coverage insurance. I'm paying these people $250 a month.
Premium for nothing.
Yeah, $250 a month for nothing.
Well, Josh, thanks for telling us your story.
Yeah, that's my raw deal. Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem. Now it's your turn. Go to myrawdeal.com now and vote for which story you think got the rawest deal. Will it be story number 1? Maybe it'll be story number 2. How about story number 3? The choice is yours. Go to myrawdeal.com now and vote. I'm Anthony, your host. Thanks for watching.